I'm live and I'm behind. So let me go post the link onto this website, our main website, very quickly. Give me just a sec. I'll be right back. You could probably fast forward about 4 minutes on the video. That's when we're going to start actually the class. And so go ahead and feel free to fast forward. If you are live, obviously there's no fast forward button. So just sit tight while I go post the link. Everybody's going to be losing their mind that I'm running so far behind. So probably not. They're probably fine. They're probably like, oh, the longer I have to wait for Gary, the better. All right. Open a new window, update, and update. Hopefully that'll work. And then I'll get back and get everything all prettied up. Let's get the sound, get the microphones over here where they need to be. Sorry, this will mess up your speakers at home. Okay. That one for the ukulele. There. Speakers, microphone is set. Okay. And then dun, 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 dun. Everybody will think I took today off too. There I am. Okay. All right. We're all set. We'll be getting a couple of people in here momentarily to play some Broadway show tunes. Doing Try to Remember today, which is our last of 3 Broadway show tunes for the week. And by far the easiest one. Not that it's easy, of course. Ukulele. All right, Littleton near Tipsy's checking in. Little near Tipsy's. Oh, that's helpful. So you're going to buy a house. Where would you like it to be? As close to the bar as possible. That's funny, Laurel. Hey, Bert, welcome in. Mike, welcome in. Lynn, logging in from beautiful New Jersey. Boy, New Jersey's got a good reputation in the news right now as opposed to everybody else, which is the opposite of how New Jersey usually works. Move that over just a little bit. Usually New Jersey's in all kinds of trouble. And the only reason New Jersey gets in trouble is because it's not New York, right? Let's see. Phil is in from Ontario. Sandy in from Michigan. Renee in from Colorado. Carol from Colorado. Pauline from Colorado. Jennifer. Pauline from... Oh, Pauline, remind me. Is it the Bay Area? Doggone it. Jennifer's in from near Chicago. Jennifer, when the website for your school district makes it look like you're from somewhere else. I can't remember. Is it Maine or is it? I don't know. It's a funny name of your school district. Makes you think you're not from Chicago. Diane is in from Denver. Fran in from Southern California. Lynn is also, yeah, right, Lynn. Gary and Diane from the Portland area. Oh, you're down south today, huh? Slumming it with the Oregonians. Evelyn's in from very far south Oregon. She's in from Ecuador. Jennifer, Niles, Illinois. Okay, Niles, Illinois. Chris is in. Good afternoon, Lynn. Darn, I think I hear a thunderstorm. Oh, another thunderstorm rolling through. We have no chance of any thunderstorms. We have about 1 billion degrees. That's what we have here. I don't think, some places are sensing this climate change more than others, and I think it's probably super scary and clear right here in Colorado, but it's just not the same as it used to be. What are you going to do? Let's see. Aloha, Linda, from California. Try to remember your day off tomorrow. Smart. See how she's thinking? Using her resources to create comedy. Hey, Vicky in from up north. Lindy. Yeah, it's a hot afternoon here. Patty and Tom are in. Tom comes and goes, right? Tom isn't here all of the time. Tom is living his life, and so we got to get him to stop that. Tom, every day. 1 o'clock right here. All right, let's see. So today we're 88 in California. See, that's I guess that's okay in the summer, right? That's what it's supposed to be. California wanted to be perfect every day. Got this guy. Let's talk about this one. So I printed mine out on a black and white printer just to make sure everything works fine. So it does work fine on a black and white printer, but if you print it on a color printer, it's much prettier. And just remember, if you decide to print it out, it's double-sided, but you got to set your the duplex thing to short edge binding. That's why that's actually in the name of the file, so that to help you remember. If you print it out long edge binding, every other page is upside down. But if you click short edge binding, then you're fine. Also, with a couple of iffy things in here, this book is basically full of public domain songs. There's 2 songs in here that are iffy about their copyright problems. Lime in the Coconut, I changed the words enough where I feel like it's still the basic. I changed the key that it's in and enough of the words to make it our own, but it is a little murky on copyright issues. I'm unaware of any copyright situations where people have gotten in trouble for using lyrics only. I mean, theoretically, they could tell you to not do that, but I don't think that they're going to suffer any damages if you do. And so usually you can get away with publishing lyrics, especially if you're going to be using this as, in a classroom setting or whatever. And then the other one, of course, is Soft Kitty, which is, again, super iffy of whether that thing is still under any type of copyright at this point. The judge decided that the woman who wrote the words can't get paid for a copyright violation, but he or she did not necessarily rule that it is not under copyright. So it's very, very murky area. Other than that, everything in this book is public domain, and you can use it willy-nilly as much as you want. I do think this booklet is relatively helpful in the sense of, hey, I want to get good at strumming and singing. I want to get good at the holding an A chord, a D chord, and an E7 chord. I want to get good at holding those chords in a different position on the fretboard. I want to get where I can teach somebody else how to play ukulele in 5 minutes, right? It takes about 5 minutes to teach these chords here. And then we're going to spend the entire evening drinking wine and singing these old silly songs. And then the other thing that's useful for, if you play these chords in order, which we will today, you will suddenly have written a song that is appropriate for 1957 through 1967, the early 60s chord progression. It's sitting right up there for you. So lots of ways to use this book, and always looking for people to give me thoughts and contributions to it. We will probably never have it longer than this, because when I teach this in library classes, a lot of times I'll use this in library classes. It's always this, oh God, I'm going to print out 50 of them. I'm only going to get 30 of them back. So there's other 20 I'm just donating for free. And the library classes, I usually do them for free unless the library is super, super far away. I just, it's more trouble than it's worth to collect the few bucks that they can afford to pay me. So I usually do library classes for free, which means when you lose your little booklet, you're like, oh, God darn it, stop taking my books. Go print your own. The other nice thing about this book is it gives you a chance to realize whether your printer's any good or not, right? We always tend to buy the cheapest printer we can get our hands on, but once you're in music, you're probably going to want to upgrade your printer to a little bit nicer version. So, all right, so that's sort of a basic overview of this book. Let's go ahead and talk about the chords in here. If you are newer, this is the time you plug in, because we got to get you these 3 chords, sort of 4-ish chords, and it's really important for you these are not going away. These are all important things. And if you've been around a while, and if you've been coming to Global Institute, you're already thinking, oh, where's my A chord possibilities? Okay, where are my D chord possibilities? 4. Okay, there's another one right here. Okay, then you got 3 of them that you can be using. E7, E7. This one I am about here, I think. Okay, so they're all over the place as well, and you're already sort of thinking that through. If you are at that level where you're like, man, I really need to know where the other chord positions are on the fretboard. Now, I have Android, but there are plenty of other applications out there that you can use. But mine's called Ukulele Fretboard, and it gives me this, right? It tells me, well, so the chord that I looked up last was F major 7, right there. I don't know, that's not good. Anyway, F major, I set the chord here, so F major 7. Then it shows me where all the notes are in F major 7 going all the way up the fretboard. And I find that super helpful. Kari and I had a short text exchange this morning, and she said, oh, I should memorize all of these chords all the way up the neck. Yeah, you should, but you're not gonna. So what you want to do is get some sort of app that will help you. Back in the day, we didn't have apps, and so it was a lot of work to figure out where your chord was up the neck. But now there's there's 3 or 4, probably 700 different apps out there now that are pretty good at helping you with that. So if you decide, hey, I'm going to start doing a little bit of composing, I want to start, using moving I'm going to need to move these chords up the neck. So an app like that can be very helpful. Let's see, who else logged in? Oh, hey, the Q is here. Jana is here from Texas. And Jennifer, what is the app name? Could you type it into the chat? Yes, I can. I've never chatted during my own thing. That's fun. This one is called, this is on Android now, so most of you are probably iPhone, but this one's just called Ukulele Fretboard. I'll type it in there. Ukulele Fretboard. And the company that it's by is Fox Den Software. Okay. So that's the one that I use. I have not found any errors in it, so I really, really like it. The other thing it does is it allows you to do high G and low G. It gives you the option for high G and low G, which is silly because that's the same. But it gives you baritone chords as well. And that's what I'm pretty good with knowing where most everything is on the ukulele fretboard. But then when I switch to baritone, I know it's the same, but my brain starts to short circuit a little bit. And so I tend to use it a lot for baritone chords. Okay, so there's an application for you to check out if you want. I don't know if one of you has been using an iPhone app that you think is similar to that, that's really good, let me know, and we can probably put that on the resources on the website. All right, now, if you are new, what I just said was blah, 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 and then not a thing of that you needed to pay attention to. Here's what you got to pay attention to. These 4 chords, okay? A chord, F sharp minor, D chord, and E7. We're going to skip F sharp minor for the moment because it's fairly easy once you've got this one down, and it comes up only a couple of times in the whole book anyway. So we're going to do A, then we're going to do D, and then we're going to do E7. Okay. All right. Now, I need a ukulele. First thing, this is up against your bod. Hopefully you're giving some serious thought to putting a button on the end, getting a strap, tying it on up here. Don't be like Gary. Okay, your tuning is G, C, E, A, G, C, E, and A. Okay. Ukulele fretboard addict on iPhone. Okay, friend, there we go. Ukulele addict, ukulele fretboard addict. I like that. Okay. Now, next thing is, you've got your ukulele, you're holding it in proper position, you've got it, you're either have a strap around you or working on getting a strap put on it. And then the last thing is your thumb. I don't see your thumb ever. Okay, there's no reason ever on a ukulele to show your thumb. And that gives you a really nice, beautiful round finger position. So our first chord today, index finger here, middle finger there. Notice my thumb is showing up right behind where the middle finger is supposed to be. Okay, so that's going to be the best possible posture for you. And then what you will notice when you are doing that type of chord, I'm trying to hold the ukulele and show you this. Not going to work. The muscle right here is the one that's like, what? Oh, okay, I got to do some work here. I've never had to work before. And so that muscle right there, right where your thumb connects to your hand, that's the muscle that's giving you a little bit of fuss right now. Like, what are you doing? Okay, we're not used to doing work. And so that's the muscle we have to build in order to make your ukulele playing life correct, and let down the road when you decide, yep, I'm going to be doing some bar chords. That's the muscle we got to have developed. And so all of that is a long way around saying, put your index finger to third string, first fret, middle finger, top string or fourth string, second fret. All right, Leslie has made it in. Kat has made it in. Okay, everybody's running late today, including me. Okay, this is the A chord. On page 1 of your book, you have 2 songs in A. Let's play a couple of them. 1, 2, ready, play. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John Strum, Brother John Strum. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing. Ding, dang, dong, strum. Ding, dang, dong. I always talk about just keep your strum going, keep it going, and don't, even if the melody stops, you don't care. You're still going to keep strumming because you got to keep that rhythm steady. And when we stop strumming, then when we come back in, we're going to be late. We're going to mess up the rhythm. Okay, everybody, 4 fingers, 4 strings, thumb, index, middle, ring. Don't use your pinky. Thumb on the top, index underneath the third, underneath the second, underneath the first. This is the claw. 1, 2, ready, play. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines. Ding, dang, dong, ding, dang, dong. Okay. 2 different ways of thinking about it. Sometimes you're going to strum with your thumb. Sometimes you're going to pluck with your fingers. Sometimes you're going to use this finger to strum. Next song is Three Blind Mice. We're still using the same chord. In face of your fingernail is pointing toward the ground. Not actually the ground, is pointing kind of over in this direction, right? Your nail is not pointing up here. Sometimes when people first start strumming, their nail will be facing the nut up here, and your fingers get stuck in between the strings when you do that. So just make sure your nail is pointed down toward the ground. Okay, that's the only finger you're going to use. Down and then up, down, 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 up. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice. See how they run, see how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice? Okay, that was what everywhere you wander the internet, they're talking about strum pattern, blah, 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 strum patterns. That's what they're talking about, is which are downs and which are ups. Okay. That is a brain damaging discussion that you should immediately eject from. There are no correct strum patterns except for 2 things, 1 artist and 1 song that I'm aware of. If you want to play, not Tiny Tim, that's a different guy. The big guy, Israel Kamakaole's Over the Rainbow, exactly like he played it. There is a strum pattern you have to learn, and there's 400 YouTube videos on how to do it now. Here's my question. Can you sing as good as Israel? The answer is probably no. So you should probably not try to do the song exactly the same way Israel did it, which means that you do not need to learn his strum pattern. You should probably learn your own strum pattern for that song. His arrangement of it is fantastic, right? Now take his arrangement and your skill set and turn it into something new. That's what you should be doing, not copying his strum pattern. That's odd. The other person that you have to copy their strum pattern exactly is George Formby, who's a British vaudeville star who played banjolele, and he has a very, very cool and very, very specific strum pattern. There's entire clubs in England that are dedicated to being like George Formby, and those clubs are not clubs you want to join. So if you want to have the exact strum pattern of somebody, do George Formby. That'll keep you busy the rest of your life. But really, you don't need to do that. Whatever strum pattern you feel is in your heart, that is the correct strum pattern for any song. We've learned thumb down, just a simple on the beat type of strum. We've learned up and down from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and sometimes you can go down, down, up, down, up, right? There's a book out there apparently that calls that the Hawaiian strum pattern, and I have kids that know the Hawaiian strum pattern. It's down, down, up, down, up, and you're like, who's teaching you this stuff? And it's well-intentioned music teachers who bought the wrong book. That's where they're getting that from. It's not a thing. The Hawaiians never called up each other and said, "Hey, we need to give the Howleys a strum pattern. What should we make called the Hawaiian strum pattern? How about down, down, up, down, up?" that call never happened. That has never happened. So just know that it is a pattern. That's what how I believe. All right, that's your A chord. We strummed 3 different ways on that. Okay. All right. D chord. It's less important that you know how to make a D chord than it is for you to know how to get from an A chord to a D chord. Okay. So here you are hanging out on A. To get to D, you're technically going to be chasing your index finger. The problem is your index finger, there's somebody in the way here. So to get to D, middle finger drops 1, index finger jumps up 1, ring finger jumps on the third or second string, which is right below there, right? And then you make sure to leave this bottom string open, okay? And if your thumb is way up here, you're going to lean on top of that other string, and it's going to be terrible. So just make sure your thumb is in good position so that your fingers can be nice and round, and that way you can get everybody fit in there. If you are playing too small of a ukulele, you're not going to be successful with this, and so get a bigger ukulele. Or the other, sometimes I have to have guys, if you got real thick fingers, guys and girls, and sometimes they'll have to put their index finger here, middle finger on top, and ring finger on the bottom. That does give you a tiny bit more space to do it. I don't like that. I don't like you to have to do that because it's not correct form, but it is an adaptation. It's one of those to this. Okay, so get those there. Okay, it's D chord. Okay, we're going to play "Row, Row, Row Your Boat." It's in 6, and so we're going to talk about what 6 means in just a second here. But okay, right now we're going to treat it as if it's in 2. Okay, and pick one of those strum patterns, either thumb down or this, or up down, up down. Okay, I'm going to do thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat right across the lake. Don't stand up and rock the boat, oh, that's a big mistake. Okay, notice thumb never changed its pattern at all, just completely keeping the time. It's serving as the drummer as well as the thing that's making the music. And this hand is just hanging out on D chord because there's only 1 chord in the song. Now, we're in 6/8 time, peeps. So 6/8 time means there's 6 beats in every measure. Row, 2, 3, row, 2, 3. Or so would really be counted as row, 2, 3, row, 5, 6. Your row, 2, 3, row 2. Your boat, 5, 6. Okay, so it's complicated. It's easy when you see it on an official sheet of paper, but we don't usually sing row, row, row your boat in 6. We usually sing it in 2. Row, row, row your boat. You know, we divide that into, instead of 6/8, we really treat it as 2 something. Okay. The other thing, Greensleeves is also in 6/8, and we had a situation with our guitar orchestra where we had some people playing in 2, some people playing in 3, and some people playing in 6. And so, in order to conduct that, I went 1, 2, 1. Right? I just gave them the beat number 1, and then let them figure out what else is happening in the measure. With this particular song, I think it's just easiest in 2, and so we're going to go row, row, row your boat. So we'll just treat that like that. Grab your D chord, down, up, down, up. Let's try that. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay, so that's in 2. Now let's do it in 6. Okay, I'm going to give you a new pattern. Take your claw, grab your strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now your pattern on here is, sorry, I hit the microphone. I don't know what happens at your house when I tap the microphone. It sounds fine here. At your house, it goes thumb, index, middle. That's 1, 2, 3, and then coming back, ring, middle, index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll try that. Oh, Patty, I'm sorry I'm freezing up for you. Hopefully I'm doing okay otherwise. I haven't seen any weird messages on my screen. Usually if everybody's freezing up, it'll let me know. So hopefully it's just hopefully you'll stop and hopefully it's just you. Okay. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab your D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Row merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row, row, row your boat right across the lake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't stand up and rock the boat. Oh, that's a big mistake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then nice. Okay, so that's how we pluck in 6. So you're actually plucking one time for every single beat in a 6/8 time, and we were doing it very methodically there. But the idea is that you wouldn't get where this is just coming so comfortable, and then your voice is singing naturally over the top of that, and you will sound better. You'll sound like you know what you're doing if you do that. Fred is freezing up too. Hiccups for Lynn. Shoot. Hopefully, I think it's probably YouTube, guys. Freezing every now and then. I have set this up exactly the same every single day. I start from dead on 0 all the way up. Let's see. Let me try switching to Wi-Fi just to see what happens. I may even, hopefully I won't. Is that a good idea? That's not a good idea. I will absolutely blow it if I do. The problem is if I switch to Wi-Fi, then the sound gets messed up. So just whatever it's freezing on, it's YouTube saying that you don't need to know that information. And so I apologize that we're having hiccups. Yeah, I don't know what else. Everybody's hiccuping. It's a YouTube problem, guys. Maybe it'll resolve itself, maybe not. But I don't have any settings here that I can do that with. So let's see. Everybody's freezing. It's not too bad. I have no way. I have no way to fix it, guys. I'm gonna keep going, and hopefully you'll be able to figure out kind of more or less what I'm saying. All right. I'm sorry, guys. It's for sure not on this end. I feel very confident about that. We have blinding. Let me double check that. That's one thing I can do. Let me just do a quick speed check and make sure I've got. I don't want to switch the feed because I'm pretty sure it'll mess up the sound. That's what's happened in the past. So I'm clicking on the speed testing thing. It takes just a second for it to come up. Let me just make sure that it's not my end. Okay, there comes the meter, and yeah, see, I'm uploading at massive speed. I mean, literally 200, which is 195 more than I'm supposed to have. And yep, I am definitely starting to lag myself. So uploads look good, downloads look good. Yeah, I don't know. It's YouTube. It's YouTube, guys. Sorry about that. We can handle it. All right. It's all right. It's just pretty. I know, right? Has been worse. Not so bad as did not. Okay, so I rewind. See, Ecuador is fine. Everything's fine in Ecuador. If you're down the block, not so much, right? But in Ecuador, we're groovy. I don't know. That's crazy. I've had problems this morning. Oh, okay. Maybe. Okay. All right. We're gonna keep moving forward. Sorry about the freezing. All right. We were on D chord before everything went to heck, and we were talking about this type of strum, this type of strum, this type of strum, and this type of strum. Okay, so all of those are legitimate right-hand choices for you, and all of those things are going to work for you in different ways in different times. And so you want to master all of those 4 techniques. And as you guys know that have been around a while, I'm digging at you all the time. Try this, try this, try this other thing, try this other thing, do this, do that, do that. With your right hand, left hand, all I do is say, here's your normal chord. Here's a really whacked out version of that same exact chord. You're going to have to know how to do that one too. Okay. So right now, E chord, strum these any way you want. I always skip Farmer in the Dell. I have never once ever played it out of this book because I find that song to be wildly angering. But if you're working with a student and they need a little extra practice with their rhythm and their timing, Farmer in the Dell works great. Okay, last one, Farmer in the Dell. I'm sorry, Lime in a Coconut. Index finger here, middle finger here, ring finger there. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Some of you don't know this. To relieve this bellyache, I said, doctor, ain't there nothing I can take? You put the lime in the coconut, you drink them both together. Put the lime in the coconut, then you'll feel much better. Put the lime in the coconut and call me in the morning. Okay. I forgot to mention, when you see 2 asterisks anywhere in the book, that means a tremolo, right? And so to do a tremolo, open palm, finger down. Don't go from your elbow, go from your wrist, up and down. From YouTube skipping, I probably look like I'm really strumming fast, right? Okay. And then when you get to the very end, raise your arm up and come slamming down on the fretboard for the Ready Van Halen finish. Okay, so all of that stuff is this is real stuff. Like if you go to a ukulele strum along, these are real skills that you can use to do better when you get there. I think when you get any group of people together, they're thinking, I want to sing and strum my ukulele, and this is how you do it. And you can share with them all of these different right hand techniques to make it sound really cool. All right, let's see. We're still having freezing up a little bit over here. A couple of seconds each time, then back to normal. Kari's doing okay. Been making up my Jolly Roger songbook. I know it's got 100 songs almost. Don't worry, be happy. There you go. All right, welcome in, Christy. So you now learn the 3 main chords, and then what I usually do after this is I usually go down and I usually do London bridges. So I want to do London bridges very quickly, and it is on page something or other. Page LMHIJKL. This is more or less in order by. More or less in order alphabetically. Okay, I think there's a couple of exceptions, but page 10. And what I do is I say, all right, we're going to go to page 10. And remember, you can take your cover off and set this next to you here so you can remember what your chords look like. And then we're going to do London bridges. Bottom of page 10. And I tell people straight up, hey, I changed the last couple of sentences. It used to say, take the key and lock her up. And that seemed very negative to me. So I changed it to take the key and have some tea, which is way more British these days and so I changed the words. And they're like, you can't change the words to the song. That is against the law. And you're like, you should always change the words to the song because you can't believe how dumb some of the songs are out there. And it's a great idea to change the words to songs. All right. London bridges. Okay. You're working on getting from A to E7 and back to A. So use your thought process. Here's A, index up, and then down. Add your ring, E7 to get back. Index down, middle finger up, lose your ring finger. Okay? 1, 2, ready, play. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady, change it to claw. Build it up with silver and gold, silver and gold, silver and gold. Build it up with silver and gold. My fair lady. Arpeggio. Take the key and have some tea. Have some tea. Have some tea. Take the key and have some tea, my fair lady. Nice big thumb at the end. You get to use all three major strum ideas in the same song. It only takes 10 seconds to do it. Okay. The rest of the book has some 2-chord songs, some 3-chord songs, 2 4-chord songs in here. I always call it the kids book, but there's plenty of adult music in here as well. So not so much Wheels on the Bus and Old MacDonald, but Kookaburra is super fun. Danny Boy is in here. Simple Gifts is in here. Clementine, every single cowboy ever in existence has played that one. And so for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, that's how you sing Happy Birthday in other countries that are not the United States. And if you're happy and you know it, that's a great one just know. So there's plenty of other. I've been working on a railroad. Warren Buffett sang that exact song on Chinese television when he bought a whole bunch of railroads one year. And so you can go YouTube that, see Warren Buffett playing ukulele and singing I've Been Working on the Railroad. So there's plenty of this little light of mine, plenty of adult music in here as well. And I think that I hit a home run with this thing. And it's absolutely helpful to get you where you're strumming, keeping the beat. Okay. So don't neglect this one. If you are next level player, you are thinking, okay, I am going to be using this A from now on because I need to practice my bar chords. And I'm either going to use this D chord or I'm going to use this D chord. Or maybe this D chord. Okay. And I'm going to use this E7. I got to get good at it. The reason you got to get good at this E7 is because you've already run into it yesterday. That E7 turns into this A7, and you are going to be doing that one. Okay. So this E7 is important. You've got your D7 here. On 4, it's an E7. Okay, so those are things that you are going to come up and you're going to be using them from time to time. So when you grab a book like this, you're thinking, Gary told me I have to work on my bar chords. I'm going to work on bar chords on this thing. And it's easier to work on something simple and get good at it and then take your bar chords to something complicated to do it. Whew. Okay, had to talk fast. That one's always takes a little bit longer than I wanted to. Let's do Try to Remember. Good news, right? You looked it over. This is finally a song that's not just destructively evil on your self-esteem. And so most of this song is pretty playable. We got a couple moments in there that we'll talk about. But for the most part, this song is going to come right out of your ukulele. You're going to sound amazing. And those of you who are newer, you're going to be thinking about playing chords. See, I want you to not think about playing chords when you're newer. I want you to think about playing the melody line. Okay. And again, this is the next level song. So tonight, if you're brand new, you're like, what should I be working on? You should be working on Frere Jacques, Soft Kitty, and getting those three, that little book, playing through all of those songs. By the way, I'm waiting for the first person to send me a video or a recording of them doing Viva la Company. I sang that to myself today, and I adore that song. And I'm waiting for somebody to send me a recording of it. Viva la Company. It's such an awesome song. Nobody ever wants to do it. And then if you're next level, right, and you've got those three things handled, Frere Jacques is not a thing. You could teach it to the kid next door, no problem. Soft Kitty, love that song. I'm going to start watching Big Bang Theory just because of that song. Got my A chord, F sharp minor, D chord, and E7 well in hand. Things are going great. I'm playing them in open position. I'm playing them in bar position. Everything is great. Time to dig in to Try to Remember. This is from a show called The Fantastics from 1960. I don't think anybody does that show anymore, but apparently it was lovely. And your main chords through here, at least on page 1, are all chords that are not brutal, right? Which is exciting. And then when you get to page 2, you do have a B flat show up, which is, just so disappointing every time you see one, but it goes by pretty quickly. And if you're playing tough uke, you're going to be playing that B flat instead of this B flat. Okay, and again, make sure you know why you're playing one over the other. We played this B flat because the melody has moved way up to this area of the ukulele, and there's just no way to reach it. Okay, the other reason to know that is that what you're thinking about is I've got an A chord, but I'm going to slide it up one and add a bar, and now it's a B flat chord or an A sharp. We don't usually play A sharps in ukulele, but it is technically an A sharp, and it's we call it B flat, right? You might be doing it this way, or you might be doing it this way. Now, if we take an F chord and we start sliding that up, first one's F sharp, then a G, G sharp, A, and then lovely A sharp, or more popularly known as B flat. That's what's going on there. That's why this B flat and this B flat they're both B flats, obviously, but one looks like that, one looks like this. They're in different locations on the fretboard. Super handy. This B flat's going to come up a lot, and this B flat for most people is a tiny bit easier to do than this one because you're not fighting the nut when you do this. Let's see. Oh, Q has a big question. Question on the notes in the A chord. I thought the notes in an A chord were 1, 4, 5, 7. So if the fourth note in the chord would be G, not F. Am I misinformed? I love that song. Every library class is hard to sing for me. Okay, so here's Q's question. Okay, this is a tiny bit complicated, but I do want to talk about it very quick because I think it's important. Your ukulele is tuned G, C, E, A, right? If you're going to make an A chord, you're going to change that the sound of this string and this string. And now you're going to end up with the top note instead of a G, it's now an A. Instead of a C on this second string, you now have a C sharp. Okay. Instead of, and then you'd still have an E and an A. So what you're playing was a E, then it's an F, a G, and it's holding an A note down. Okay. And the last one is you're holding this note down with your bar, and this was an A, now it's a B, now it's a C sharp. So when you hold this shape down, you're holding two C sharps down, this one and this one. You're holding the A in your middle finger and your E on your bar. And so it's also an A chord. So A, C sharp, and E. Okay, that's how they come up with these. Okay, so hopefully, Q, I've answered your question. Hopefully, I don't know if that's the question you exactly were answering me, but that's what the A chords are doing at that moment. Okay, same thing with all these other chords, and try to remember you're holding these shapes and those certain sounds are coming out of your ukulele. It's because those are the notes in the chord. Okay, do you have a handout to show the different positions from C chord, F chord, etc.? Use the handout is the bar chord sheet handout, Linda, that we used a couple weeks back in Global Institute. Okay, so that is the handout for where do I find these other chords further up the neck. Just use that bar chord sheet. Okay, now try to remember. You guys are distracting me with music theory and look at me just following along like some sort of crazed person. We got to play this song. Okay, chords, let's run through them real quick. C chord, try to remember the D minor, kind of Sep, G7, September, when C chord, life was slow, and D minor. Make an F, add your ring finger for D minor. Oh, so G7 is right there. Don't lift up your index finger. We talked about this yesterday. Don't lift up something you don't have to. To D minor to G7, you're going to do this a million times in your life. You're on D minor. Oh, so mellow. Okay, then those chords all repeat. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and grain was yellow. Okay. Now we got a new chord, E minor 7th. This one comes up a lot. It's beautiful. Okay. It's basically a G chord without the ring finger on it. Okay. Try to and then A minor 7th, everybody's favorite. Remember the D minor 7th is you make your F chord, add your ring finger to make D minor, and add your pinky to make D minor 7. Blah. A kind of September. Now that pulls the melody up high, but remember the melody is actually down here at 8. So when you're singing it, it makes you feel like your voice should go up. Well, it should already be up there. Okay, that's measure 19. And notice on your chord charts, I have to go in and hand type them in every time. It's a lot of work, but I give you the fingering underneath every chord chart every one of them. And so if you're ever not 100% sure how to finger a chord, just go in 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll tell you exactly which fingers to use on which dot. And so that D minor 7th, okay, oops, is right there. Okay, and so those little numbers at the underneath the chord charts, you can barely see them, but they are there for an important reason. Next chord, measure 21, is that C major 7. Isn't that the most beautiful chord? I love that chord. F major 7, I give you an F chord with your pinky on 3. It's actually a tiny bit more complicated than that, but you'll never get the real one on, which is you got to put this here and this way over here. This one here, and then this one way up here. So in the open position, I don't even bother. We just use the regular F major, and then the song itself will give you the 7th in the E note on that note's going to be in the melody, which will solve your F major 7th issue. Major 23, got a B flat, beautiful. There, and there. I've taught you guys I would rather have you using a full bar, but if you use a half bar, either of those is fine. Okay, how's yours doing? Is it getting any better? Okay, mine's coming along. From B flat, G7, fellow, right, and then back to the same main chords that started the song. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow, and then we go back and we do it again. That follow thing has always made me angry. Like, what in the heck? It just follow, stop the song. But Josh Groban did it, and if Josh Groban does it, it's probably okay. All right. Now, those are your chords. If you are a singer, go through, sing, make sure it makes sense to you. And then let's play the melody. Okay, we got a couple of 7s. Right now, the highest note's at 7, right? Down at the bottom of the page, we go clear up to 10, but now we're starting at 7, so I'm putting my pinky on 7, which means the rest of my fingers are in 4th position, okay? And we'll very quickly need to move beyond that, but let's start. 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, 3. Go to 1st position. 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 0, 3. Oh, high 3, low 3, 3, 0, 1, pinky, 5, 0. Go back to your 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 3, 0, 1, 5, 0. Now you got to go up to 10, so pinky on 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 8, 7. And I haven't moved my hand there, right? I'm on just in 7th position. And now go back to the 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 7. Now you probably want to go down. Put your ring finger on 5, probably. 7, 5, 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, 3, 5. 0, 2, 3. I kind of blew that. Find your best positioning for that. And then right back to where we started. 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 0, 7, 3, 7, 3. And then go back and repeat the whole song. Okay. We're going to play. On Friday, we'll play through it all 3 times. We'll do all 3 of the verses. I think the first 2 verses are from the show, and I have the suspicion Josh Groban added the 3rd verse. I could not find any proof of that, but I don't think the 3rd verse was in the original show, I think. Okay, some of you musicologists may know better than me, but Deep in December is nice to remember. It's all about September and December, and we're going to play it in July. So that's how we work. You got to have it now so you're ready for when you get to September. And I think they chose September because it rhymes with December, right? It's a very rhymey song. Ugh. All right, let's get ready to dig into that tuffy. For F major 7, can I bar 5 with my ring finger on 7? Yes, is correct. This is Lindy saying, hey, can I put a bar on 5, ring on 7? That's an F major 7th. Yep, you can absolutely do that. Okay, beautiful. Good thinking, Lindy. All right, let's play this. Let's play the tough part. Okay, nice and slow. I'll talk about anything that comes up that's interesting to me. So it's the sevens. Go. 5-3. Put your whole D minor on. Play 3 strings. 2 ones. Put your full G7 on. Play 3 strings. Pinky on 3. Open. And then 0-0-3. Hit the 0. Nice C chord here. Hit the 3. Put your D minor on. Full all 4 strings. Hit the 1. Here's your F7 with your pinky on 5. Some of you hate that. Okay, and then hit the 0. I will mention very quickly, if there's no hope of you getting this, okay? There's no hope of you doing 1, 2, 5, okay? Some people, there's no hope, okay? If you're not going to be able to play that, a couple of choices. Just play the 5 by itself. Drop these two. Just play the 5. Okay, that's one survival technique. There is a G7 here. If you put your index finger on 3, middle finger on 5, and ring finger on 5 of the first string. So there's that chord. Okay, I think that's probably, it's more comfortable to do, but way harder to get to. We also have a G7 with 5, 5, and your ring finger on 7. And that's the better one, okay? But obviously quite a bit harder to get to. So I do think it's worth your time to get where you can do this. Index, middle, and pinky. Okay, now measure 9. We repeat the same exact notes, more or less. Okay, let's play that. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's really pretty melody. The slower you play it, the better it goes. Okay. You know, for those of us who are of a certain age, being all nostalgic about the past, right? This is a nice song to play, nice and slow, and let it drag on a little bit. I saw the original show when I was a kid. I sang the third verse. They did sing the third verse. Oh, they did. Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, so Fran is in a position to know. Okay, so all 3 verses are legit. All right, let's go back. Let's go now. We go to bar on 7, pinky on 10. Okay, we're measure 17. Let's play that. Okay, do it. This is hard. Should be. It's surprisingly hard to do. To just take your bar off and leave your 10 on. And then 8-7. Okay, this is one of the shapes that I think is a little bit of a bummer. You got to do a 5, bar on 5, ring on 7, pinky on 8. Okay, just don't really have any choice here. You just got to get it done. It's going to sound amazing. It's just a little hard to get on. Listen to that. Isn't that beautiful? Hit the 8 again. Go on to page 2. And then you're going to slide your bar to 7 and add your middle finger on to get the 7th sound. Lose your middle finger. Now go grab your 5. And then this is super cool. 2 7s. Hold down 2 7s just with one finger. And then do 0-0-7-7. That sounds so pretty. And then we're going to do this bar on 5, ring on 7. There's Lindy's F major 7th up the neck. Lose your ring finger. Go grab a 3. And then jump back in this B flat here. Okay, that's this one. F shape on 5. Okay, and then lift it up to get the 0. And go grab your G7. And then pinky it on 3. Okay, then we're going to repeat the basic idea from the beginning. Repeat. Okay, what time is it? It's 1:54. We got time to do it. Okay, so we'll go back to the top. We're going to play it as if it's the second time through. So when we get to the end, when we're going to skip measure 30, we're going to play 31, which is the same as the other one. And then you can put on this C chord, which is 0-0-0-3 to finish up. You could put on your B flat on 3. Right, A shape on 3. That's also a C chord. And on the tough uke one, I gave you sevens with F shape on 7. Okay, that's another one. Okay, and then I discovered I probably should have given you this one. Bar, if you have enough frets, okay, if you have a bar on 12, pinky on 15, isn't that going to be fun? I never use those notes because they sound ridiculous. But on this one, if you're playing slowly enough and you drop it in, you're going to be like, oh, that sounds super pretty. Okay, let's try second time through from the top. 1, 2, 3. And then your big C at the end. Or, that's probably the best one. So, play it slow. It's really beautiful. On Friday, we'll play it super slow as well. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful tune. And on Friday, we'll play it 3 times through, right? So we will get the first and second ending in measure 30. Then we'll go back and we'll play it at the end. And so pick which C chord you like at the end. If you like just plain old regular C chord, or a little bit fancier one, or wait, the one I wrote down, which I'm not sure is the right one, or bar on 12, pinky on 15. It's a little slow, and you got to get that C chord, C note clean, or it will sound ridiculous. So that's your easy one of the week. You got 2 others that are not easy whatsoever. New players that are hanging out, and again, whether you log in and chat in the chat box or not is up to you. But if you have questions, obviously chat and live chat is the way to just get those questions solved right in the moment. Sometimes I talk pretty fast. Sometimes I talk about completely ridiculous stuff, and sometimes I talk about essential important stuff. And so, but if you are new, again, Frere Jacques, Soft Kitty, and the strumming book that we went over today are going to be the big things. We will end with the strumming book on Friday. So come on Friday prepared with, hey, which songs do I want to play out of that strum book? Because I'm going to tell Gary in chat, I want to play whatever, right? I want to play 3 Blind Mice 5 times in a row or whatever. So come look through the book, figure out which songs you'd like to play with me as a duet, right? I'm going to be strumming and singing, and you're going to be strumming and singing, and we're going to be doing this lovely duet. Good news is nobody can hear you except you and your cat, and your cat doesn't judge. And so this would be an excellent opportunity for you to come prepared, have that book prepared with the songs you want to work on, and then I will just take suggestions in chat, and we'll play them that way. We'll run through Frere Jacques. We'll run through Soft Kitty on Friday. Tomorrow, obviously, that's one of the pretty tough song that we had to play on Monday. And Sunrise, Sunset, very tough song that we played on Tuesday. We'll wrap up with Try to Remember and then the strum book on Friday. Remember, I'm not here tomorrow because of life. And so we are... still use this time slot, right? You got it on your calendar, 1 o'clock or whatever time it is your place. I'm going to be that's my time slot to work on ukulele. What we know is if you work on ukulele every single day, you will become a very fine player. Okay, a very fine player. Many players that I teach get to be better players than I am just by working on it every day. So try not to miss days. Try to put in a little bit of time all the time. And it's easy to talk about, hard to do. So that's it for today. I will see you guys on Friday at our regular time. And be ready with those 6 ideas for Soft Kitty tomorrow, sunrise, sunset. Try to remember, and then as many songs as we can squish in out of the strumming book, we'll do it. Okay, it'll be fun. All right, so that's it. Have a lovely day. Don't hang around with other people. It's gross out there. So let's see. I'll say adios. Kay is into Viva la Company. Vive la Company. She will agree with me. It's an awesome song. You should look into it. Let's see. Talk to Linda. Talk to that. Fran saw the Fantastics. We talked about that. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's a beautiful song, right, Lindy? Nice song to I think to work on. Another beautiful arrangement to memorize. Wouldn't that be nice to have one that's just really something? Memorize one song. That's the first song. Once you get one done, then you go find your second one. Okay? The second one is probably the harder one than the first one. Chris, good job. Good to see you. Pauline, thanks for the fretboard apps. I'm loving the bar chords. Pauline loves bar chords. Oh my gosh. Nobody's ever said that, Pauline. Nobody. Yay, that's exciting. That's very exciting. Jenna, good to see you. Keep Texas out of the news, will you, Janet? I am terrified for poor Texas. Oh gosh, there's such good people down there and such bad news coming out. Let's see, Phyllis, good song. Thank you. Have a great day. I'm going to have a great day tomorrow. We get to see my niece Jasmine tomorrow. I got 2 nieces in my house at the same time. It's going to catch on fire probably. All right, Kat. I'll see you tomorrow, or I won't see you tomorrow. I'll see you Friday. Have a great day. Patricia, talk to Tom. Make him sit down every single day. Sandy, I'll see you Friday. If you pass Portland, say hi to my kids who live there. Okay. I'm not actually traveling. She's Jasmine's traveling to Denver to drive Megan home. And so I'm not actually traveling, but we're talking about going up for a hike in the mountains, which I'm not. I used to be very outdoorsy. Then I figured out that not being outdoors was just fine. So we're probably going to go do that. All right, Fran, I'll see you Friday. Lynn, have a great day. Jennifer, you bet. Keep Chicago moving forward. And I will see all of you guys mañana, or not mañana, Friday, ending the stream. Have a great day.